Okay, what is the biggest lie? I'll tell you what it is. Virtually everything. Virtually everything. Now, I wanted to start out this video with the biggest lie is why does everyone want us to pick? Right? What do I mean? Pick one or the other. See, you can't have both. That's the biggest lie. See, so when people look at doing something, anything, then the world, the people that have the t-shirts that say they're the ones that go, well, family is more important than money. Money is the root of all evil. Why should anyone want money? So a lot of people are like, oh my God, so if I wanted more money, then I'm not going to have any time. Really? Because if you had an abundance of money, then you would have all the time. You'd have the most rarest thing in the world, and that's called freedom. So I would like you to think, where did you get all of this programming? Where did you get all these algorithms, that were plugged into your mind, right? And it's like, well, listen, the only way that you can make money, only way, is you got to get a good education. All right, I'm done. I'm dyslexic. And so in school, I was the special guy, right? I went to special classes and stuff. And it's so, hey, I'm not going to be the sharpest tool in the shed, so I'll figure out something else to do. And I became a blue collar worker. One person said to me, I got to give a shout out to my Uncle Sid. He just said to me, hey, you're pretty good with your hands. You should be a mechanic. You should go to trade school and be a mechanic. And that was really the only person that ever said I was good at something. So I went, okay. And so, so get education, then get a good job. And then what's the third? Work hard. So at the age of 27, I'm telling you what, maybe this is you already, but man, I was really, really pissed off at the world. Really pissed off at the world because I felt everyone lied to me. I did what I was told to do. I did good in trade school. I went out and got a job with one of the biggest companies on the planet, Toyota, and worked for Roger Penske, a multi-billionaire. And man, I was putting in the hours. Holy cow. Got there early, worked during lunch breaks, stayed there late. The service writers always could count on me. And it just seemed like I never ever had freedom, real money. I never really owned my life. I never had time and money to do what I wanted to do with the people that I loved. And so it was like, well, okay, is this all it is? It's just all a big frickin' lie? And see, they always tell you to pick one or the other. Well, you either pick your career or you have no family. See, no one ever says, no, listen, you can have your family. You can have a great relationship with your family members. You can also be very, very successful, whatever your definition of success is. And you also can have freedom. And I remember a song. I was going to go look to see who played it. But there was this concept. I want it all, and I want it now. So some of you are like, I remember I want it all and I want it now. It's like, and so it really, really became complex for me at 26, 27, because I was very, very passionate about what I was doing. I felt like I had a purpose and everything was just going great. And then I got hurt on the job. And now my identity's gone. I have a doctor tell me, hey, you're not going to be a mechanic anymore. A van fell off a hoist and landed on my leg and almost amputated it, but it just totally ripped up my knee. Had to have a couple of surgeries on it. And now I'm depressed. It's like, well, I was complaining, living paycheck to paycheck, always having, more debt at the end of the month, always moving money around. And as soon as I started having a little bit of savings, something would go wrong with my used car that I had or whatever. But it was just a struggle and this grind. And so my whole thing is, well, there's got to be a way to make more money than I am. And I started thinking that, I always tell people all the time is two things that can change your life in a heartbeat is one, ask for help. And two is seek out people that have the lifestyle that you truly want. And so I thought, God, there's a lot of people on the planet that have, vacations. I know a lot of people that have great relationships with their spouses, their significant other, and their children and their grandchildren. We just had another grandbaby, Ezra, and that's our third. And so, there's people that do seem to have it all. And so all of a sudden, I started listening to other people that first said, why do you believe in this lie that you can have both? See, you even look at people in the organized religious world, is that, hey, if you're focused on money, then you're not focused on God or whatever thing they're saying. And if you do make a little more money, give it to us. And it's like, yeah, money's not important, but make sure you give it to us, right? And so all of a sudden, the biggest lies I seen was the stuff that had to do with division, right? So whether you're talking about politics or money or whatever, it's always people saying you got to either be this person or you got to be this person. You either got to be red, or you got to be blue. And I'm like, in my mind, I like ideas on both sides. Who said I had to pick a side? Well, if you don't pick a side, well, then what? Then what? I don't care. I'm not a person. I'm not a individual. See, all of a sudden, it's like you either care for what I believe in, or you choose the side that I want, or I'm not your friend anymore. And I'm going like, well, anyone that has that much judgment in their lives, the people that, the perfect people don't throw rocks if you're in a glass house. I think I posted one today where Winston Churchill said you'll never get to where you want in life if you're constantly throwing rocks at barking dogs. So I see all these people in the world that are so distracted, cheering for their side. You know what I mean? This is what my side says. This is what my side says. And then I'm going to do nothing but throw rocks at the other side. I'm like, wow. So there just isn't any good points on both sides and even the ones in the middle. You know what I mean? So this is where I really think it gets crazy, right? Is everyone is extremely unique. One of my favorite books of all time, I always promote it, is The Greatest Miracle in the World by Og Mandino. If you go to my YouTube channel, Robert Hollis, youtube.com/Robert Hollis, I actually have the chapters in there along with an audio. Wanda Kay, what an incredible individual, did the audios for me. But I in that book, it always talks about, hey, listen, be willing to go the extra mile. Be willing to go the extra mile. And so the most intelligent people on the planet are people that can listen to different points of view. Different points of view doesn't mean you need to change your mind. Doesn't mean you need to switch sides. But the biggest lie is you only can pick one. Now, yeah, that's a lie. That's the biggest lie. No, what if you could just be an individual, unique? Your DNA is unique. No one like you before this, nothing like you after this. You're very unique. So now what you got to do is you got to pick a side for people to like you, whether it's sports. My favorite team is this. Well, my favorite team is this. We got to fight. We got to fight. It's like this division, this total deception of division. I seen a post one time, and I just love sharing this idea. But it showed like the new king. Believe it or not, it's been only a couple of years that Charles has been the new king, right? After Queen Elizabeth, his mom. And now the king shows up. We got a new pope, right? And all of a sudden he shows up and he looks out there and he's like, oh my God, all these people are mad at me about something. All of these people are mad at me about something. And the joker, the jester or whatever sitting there, and he goes, listen, look really closely. There's a group that have pitchforks, and there's another group that have torches, right? We just constantly tell the torch people that the pitchfork people are the problem. And we tell the pitchfork people that the torch people are the problem. And they just yell and get mad at each other. That's all they do. They make up lies, they spread rumors, they do everything they possibly can to make the other side look bad. So as while we got them fighting toward each other, they just won't worry about you. And that's people. It's like for us to feel like we're a part of something, we feel like we need to pick one side. So when all of a sudden I have no money, I'm getting kicked out of my apartment, I don't have any electricity, I was behind 3 payments on my car that I got a used car I got a pawn loan on from a pawn store, a shop. And so I was behind on payments on it. So they were going to repossess it. So I had to keep hiding my car. And ladies and gentlemen, there's only one thing that I could think about, is if I didn't find a way to make money, my life was going to get worse. Way worse. Homeless, no transportation. It's like, I need to get money. And when someone gives you a way to make money, and then all of a sudden the rest of the world says that's not my way. So I met this guy, a friend of mine, Sean Hennigan. I write about him in my book, How Is That Working? Again, you could go to roberthollis.com/gifts, and I'll give you this copy of this book for free. We have the audios for free too. And in that book, this guy, Sean, called me up and he said, hey, Bobby, I'm a mechanic. And he says, I met this guy. And he showed me his check. It was still attached to the stub in an envelope. And it was $62,000. And first thought is like, no way. Come on. No way. And he knew I was going to say that. That's why he said, I seen the check. It was attached to the stub. See? It's like seeing's believing, right? And then he said this. He says he's looking for people that want to learn how to make $100,000 a year. And he'll teach them how to do it. Well, my mind's looking at it, $62,000 a month. If that was every month, that's over 7 million? No, 700,000. 700,000 a year. So this guy can definitely show me how to make 6 figures. And I said this. I said, I want to meet him. And at first, I just got to watch a video with him about him. And he started sharing me principles that immediately went against everything I had ever heard from family, friends, school, trade school, everything. And he started sharing me this stuff. And I found out that a lot of people in the world just looked at it like sales. I don't want to be a salesperson. I don't want to sell things to people And it wouldn't make a difference if I tried to explain it to them. They just wouldn't listen. That's when I found out, wow, what I got to search for is I got to find people that want it all and want it now. That's what I got to find, because the majority of the people have the wrong programming, the wrong paradigms, the wrong algorithms in their head. And so my mentor, after, me reading The Greatest Miracle in the World, I changed the way I thought. I no longer thought that I was a person that didn't have any ability or skills. I no longer looked at myself as a person that, because of my learning disabilities, that I was not going to make it. All of a sudden, I was like, wow, this book is really simple. You proclaim your uniqueness, which means you're not doing what other people are doing. If you ever tried to do stuff and it didn't work, or you wouldn't do it, it's only because you wasn't excited about it. Why would you do stuff that you're not excited about? So you got to figure out your unique way of being able to serve many. The only way to greatness is the service of many. And so when I met this guy and I seen his $62,000 check, there's really only two thoughts I had. One is, why haven't you cashed his check? And he was 5 years older than me, so what was that, like make him 32, 33? And so he said, my mentor said I couldn't cash this check until I got the next one. And at that time, 38 years ago, we're working for a company that paid monthly, right? Now companies pay daily. I can't believe I'm getting paid daily. This is like crazy. So, people need instant income, and now I can show people how to get a check tomorrow. It's pretty crazy. We live in this world, right? It's pretty amazing. And so what I seen is, when I said, why haven't you cashed that check? He said, my mentor said, that I couldn't cash it until I got my new one. And I was going, I don't understand how someone can make that much money, because all the thoughts that I had in my mind is that you needed to be smart. That wasn't me. That you needed to work hard. How many of you have heard one of these big lies? Well, the only way that you can, make more money than you're making now is you got to have more education. You got to work really, really hard. You got to work so freaking hard that you're now not focused on yourself. You're now not focused on maybe a creator, a person, whatever your belief, your spiritual beliefs are. You're not focused on your family, so this will cause problems with your spouse, your significant other, your children. It's like, no, you don't have any time for friends, can't build any friendship. So why would you want to work that freaking hard when that's not true? See? So how many lies do you have in your mind that, I always say to people, they go, well, I'm doing this, 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 and this. And I'm going, well, how is that working for you? How is that working? How do you know that? How do you know that? And that's what my mentors did to me. I was going like, well, I can't do this because I can't do this. And they go, how do you know that? Where'd you get that information? And so as soon as I started sharing what I do with other people, then all of a sudden they really immediately would just tell me what I did, when that's not what I do. So I remember asking my mentor, I just wanted to know what he did. His name was Bill. I said, Bill, how do you do that? And he goes, I have 30,000 people responsible for my income. That I make a very, very small percentage off a large group of people. And I was going like, I don't understand this. And he goes, well, listen, have you heard of real estate? I said, of course. He goes, well, think about it. There's a person that either buys or sells a home. Then there's an agent. Then there's a broker. And then there's a person that actually owns the real estate company. I went, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like a Remax, right? And he said, so a person can be an owner of a Remax, then that's a franchise, which is another way to make money, because the guy that started franchising for Remax, see, he gets, 3 to 6% off the total gross of that Remax franchise. That's a business. But then that guy can go out and get a bunch of brokers, And then those brokers go out and get a bunch of agents. And then those agents help people buy and sell a home. And the person that came up with the concept of REMAX makes a percentage on every home that's sold. And this is when I was going, wow. It's like, Albert Einstein said that compounding, 5 turns into 25. That turns into, 125. That turns into 625. It's like all of a sudden you get this compounding effect, and then there's leverage. So making a little bit off a lot of people. So like insurance agencies do that. So like an insurance, a person can have a real estate agency, but then they sell insurance for a large insurance company. And that agency then gets agents. Are you hearing me? That get agents, and then agents go out and get, customers on policies. And so I go, I understand that. I didn't know it. And he goes, Robert, it even gets better. There's this thing called residual. I said, residual. And he goes, yeah, a person can write a song, and then every time someone listens to it, they get a little bit. And a lot of people that are good writers, songwriters, will have multiple, singers sing their song, and they consistently make money. I know that some of you have heard this, sitcom that was called Friends, right? And so if you look up on Google or AI and you said, what does Jennifer Aniston make a year on residuals of people watching replays of the Friends? It's millions of dollars. When you see that it's like probably around 20, 30 million, Seinfeld is a billionaire. It's like, what? You know what I mean? So here's all of a sudden things I've never heard before. Residual, leverage, compounding. And he goes, Robert, the company that I represent sells extremely quality products that are not sold online or in the stores. They only can get them through this company. So if you find quality products that you can allow other people to use, and then because they like it, they can actually share it with others. That's how I got 30,000 people in my group. And I went, I'm done. I'm done. Just tell me how to do this. And he was like, hey, Robert, it's easy. All you do is you find people that need to supplement their income. Anyone can make incredible income and have fun and also have freedom, but most people just will not. If you looked at the United States right now, do you know that we had another record year last year? I think it was over 2,700 new millionaires. Yeah, Google it. Put in how many new millionaires in 2024. So everyone's telling you the world's going to end. Another lie. See, deceiving, decepting. That the world's going to end. Everything's bad. We're it's never ever been worse. Really, how do you know that? Another big lie. So when I share with people, hey, listen, I've made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm not saying anything, but I all of a sudden use things that I've never heard of before. And I find people that want it all and want it now. And they do believe if others did it, they can do it. That's all. They just go, can you show me how to do this? And my mentor Bill said, hey, listen, Robert, can you get excited? And I go, yeah. And he goes, let me show you how to get excited. What if I endorse this check over to you? For some of you that don't know this, right? It's like back when we used to get paid in checks, you can endorse that check over to somebody and give it to them. And they could use the money. And he said, so what if I endorse this check and gave it to you? You give me $62,000. Yeah. He goes, what would you do with it? And because I'm skeptical, the very first thing that I said is once I put it in the bank, I would probably go back a few days later. Back then they had like 10 days you had to hold a check. But I would go back and I would say, listen, is the money really in my account? Can I really spend it? But once they told me yes, then I could immediately know what to do with the money. I would pay my electric bill. I would, pay all the back payments on my used car so they wouldn't take it. I would get caught up on my rent so I'm not homeless. I would pay down some debt, because it was getting out of that control. And he goes, okay, so how much would all that cost you? And I said, I don't know, probably like, 10,000. He's going, well, we got 52,000 left. And that's when I started dreaming. That's when I started imagining. And I was going like, to be brutally honest with you, I would really, really love, to go back to Montana, my girlfriend, Terry. I want to repair that relationship and I want to ask her to marry me. I'm going to beg. I want to get her a ring. I want to ask her if she'll marry me and just hope she would. And then he said the magic words. He goes, how would it feel if you could make that imagination happen? What would it feel like? And I remember sort of getting teared up. And he's going, Robert, all you got to do is get excited about that imagination. Think about it all the time, all day, every day. And then what you need to do is you need to reach out to people and very simply ask them with excitement. Hey, do you know anyone that would like to make some extra money? What is this? Why? Are you interested? Well, I don't know what it is. And then get them in front of a video. That's all I've been doing for 38 years, is finding people that have ears to hear, finding the right people at the right time. That's all I've ever done. And so the life that I have, which is bigger than I ever imagined, is only because I keep searching and finding people, because I believe that I will. That I keep finding people that go, you know what? If that dyslexic auto mechanic from North Dakota can do this, and he's shared with other people, I've helped, 65 people earn over $1 million in a year. Crazy. My wife, my sons. It's like when you find people that want it all and they want it now and they're looking for a way. They don't want to go, oh my God. See, right away, you can do anything in life. I was thinking before I did this video, when you look at people like bowling, you know what I mean? For some of you that never bowled, Google it. But do you know there's people that make $1 million a year bowling? Playing darts, playing pool. Make $1 million a year playing cornhole. It's amazing. People make $1 million solving the Rubik's Cube, being in all these contests, getting, stacking plastic cups. There's a World Association cup stacking. And there's all these things in the world that when you fall in love with it, that you can make an above average income. And you could do anything that you want as long as you start using your imagination. Imagination very simply puts you in a place where you're thinking of a better future for you and your family. And now all of a sudden the resources, the people, and also the money can come to you. So there was another lie that I heard. I'll never forget. Hey, the only way that you can make money is you got to have money first. Lie. So all these things that stop us from doing things is because we're using our thoughts to try to figure it out. So here's a question that my mentor said to me, because I was asking a lot of questions. And he goes, Robert, how much did you make last year? And I was really proud of it. I was like, I think I made like 38,000, And he goes, how can a $38,000 mind understand 62,000 a month? I was like, that doesn't make any sense. And he goes, Robert, I promise you, if you go out and really start finding people, will a majority not do it? Yeah, because they don't want to master the mundane. See, when you look at the person that makes $1 million bowling, how many times do you think they've practiced throwing a bowling ball. And see, most people would go, I love to just bowl and make a full-time income. See, they're just not going to fall in love with the process of spending that much time getting good at throwing a bowling ball. And then they'll say, well, oh, you got to be young, and I'm too old, and I don't have enough time, and I don't have the money to buy a bowling ball and shoes. See, that's what 97% of people are programmed in doing, is not finding the one reason they should. They're constantly looking at all the reasons why they shouldn't, why it wouldn't work for them. I wonder where you got that programming. Very interesting, huh? And so as I built this, there's people that look at me all the time. Right before I did this video, there's a guy that I know really well. His name is Daniel from South Africa. And he goes, there's only one Robert Hollis. You know, the way you do things just seems so simplistic. You know, I got this plaque up here from YouTube. And, you know, they said, well, listen, you get 100,000 subscribers and, you know, you can get this plaque. Wait a minute, I can make money from YouTube? Yeah. What do I got to do? Do content. Okay. I'll learn to do that. Just like TikTok, just like everything else. So you guys realize that the majority of the people just go, I can't do that. I'm not going to get on video. I'm not going to do dances. I don't want to sell products online. I don't want to build. See, so I'm only looking for people that go, you know, I know that I'm going to be not good at it, but I'm willing to keep doing something simplistic with, you know, instead of spending the 7 hours that I have every day, you know, after sleeping and going to work and going back and forth to work, you know, I have a few hours to myself. And I want to use that to build something that can get me out of that so I can have freedom. See, people all the time say, well, Robert, it seems like you're only talking about money. No, freedom. Freedom is it. And I don't know how to have a very fulfilling life with freedom, but not having money to do something, money for air flights or money for, you know, to stay in nice hotels or go to nice places. It's like, it's good to have freedom, but then if you don't have any money to go enjoy it, wow. So what kind of lies are you still buying in on? Are you still buying in the thoughts and the ideas and the excuses that, you know, well, Robert, this is not for me. So having freedom to do anything you want, anytime you want with the people you love, that's not for you. So everything that people think that I do is what they think I do, and that's why they can't do it. See, no one ever just says, Robert, what do you do? What do? I get excited, I do content, and I share that content with other people. Listen to this funny one, right? Let me show you my quick training. Have you ever seen a video online and shared it with another person? Did you watch a video and it made you laugh, made you giggle? Maybe it made you mad. Maybe it was something that, you know, the injustice in the world. You know, there's 170,000 people dying a day. But I'm going to focus on this injustice, and I'm going to make sure that I shame and tell other people about it. I'm not worried about the other 170,000. I'm just focused on these group of people. I need to be a part of something. I need to cause division and scream and yell at other people. Yeah, I learned to focus on something that can be created instead of focusing on the noise. Yeah, my mentor went, Robert, why not focus on making an impact in other people's lives? Why do you want to go out and just make other people feel bad? Well, I want to feel like I'm doing something. So anyway, I got off the training. I'm sorry. So if you ever seen a video that made you cry, I mean, I seen a video a couple days ago, you know, in that song, it'll come to me in a second. But I watched it, I listened to the song. It's only been out for a year. and it's like the truth, Megan something. Oh my Lord, I'm watching this song, and it just brings me to tears. It just really brought me to tears. And so I immediately started thinking of people I could share this with. Wow, listen to this song. Listen to this song. Of course, it was a video with the lyrics on the video while she was singing it. I bet you I shared that video to a couple of hundred people. Who could I send this to? Right? That's all I do. That's all I do. I find videos of concepts that I was shown, wisdom that was shared with me, that most people look like, deer staring into the headlights, how a dog does this. I go, hey, you ever been paid residual? You do work one time and every month you still get paid off of it, like a Netflix subscription. Can you imagine Costco, getting these, yearly? They make billions of dollars. You ever think about making residual income? No, not interested. I can't imagine learning to do something one time and continuing to get paid every single month and every year for something I did years ago. That's not for me. Leave me out of that. Can you imagine ever being in a position where you showed other people how to take better care of themselves and with the product and services, and they could supplement their income? And if you built a large group of these people, you get a percentage every single month when they pay their membership. Sounds like sales. I can't help other people have a better quality of life. It's hilarious to me. This is fun for me. A lot of people, when they get involved, they go, I just realized that a majority of the people on the planet are clueless. They're ignorant. Ignorance means they don't know that they don't know, and they don't want to frickin' know. They're not interested in how to work smart or not work at all. You guys ever hear that phrase where the day you learn to fall in love with the process, you'll never work another day of your life? That's why people don't understand these people. Not all, but why would you make $1 million and then make 10, and then make 100, and then 500 million, and then why $1 billion? People don't realize that the majority of people that make that kind of money fell in love with something that they like to do, that they believe, listen to me closely, they believe that they're making people's lives better. And of course, as soon as you find something like that, there's 97% of the people that go, no, I would never buy an Apple product. I would never buy a Tesla product. I would never use AI. I'm never going on the internet. I don't like smartphones. See, it's like, okay, I'm just going to find the people. So Apple became one of the largest corporations in the world, just got beat by NVIDIA. And they sell things to people that people want, like my Apple computer, like my Apple phone, like my Apple Watch. If everyone says that it's stupid, it doesn't change how much Apple makes or how much Apple goes out and helps others. See, don't you think that if anything that you could be in life, wouldn't you like to be a person that was constantly looking at the world in a positive aspect, that no matter what anybody does, you got to crap on it? I mean, think about that. It's like, oh, that person, look at all the trophies and stuff he's got. He's just talking about money. It's I seen a post the other day that says if you make over $1 million, you got to be doing something evil. It's like, man, thank God. I mean that. Thank God I'm not that person that every day gets up and feels like I got to judge others. Crap on their world. In reality, I'm crapping on me. But you got to find the right people at the right time. See, some people are like, wow, what if some of these things are true? So I read a book, you can find it on my YouTube channel, The Science of Getting Rich. And someone said, listen to this, watch this, listen to it, study it. And all of a sudden it's like, nah, Opportunity is not monopolized. I read that chapter and it was always like, well, not me. I can't do it. And then all of a sudden I started finding other people when the internet came out. I started Googling, how many people that are dyslexic are successful. And I found all of these people. All of a sudden it was a trait that a lot of them had. Why? Because they were told in school that they're never going to make it with academics. See, I was told that going to an Ivy League college and learning something and getting a degree and making money being an accountant or lawyer or a doctor, that was not for me. I listened to people. Another big lie. But then when those opportunities are taken away from you because someone says that you got a learning disability, it makes you figure out another way to make money. Not all people are like that, but I just want to find the crazy people. The Apple commercial. Some of you probably remember this, but maybe not. But it's like, I'm just looking for the crazy guys. I'm just looking for the unique people. I'm just looking for people that don't want status quo. They want it all and they want it now. So I hope this video helped you think things, because when you change what you think about, everything in your life changes. And then everyone believes in other lies that it'll take forever. No, it doesn't. Bam, I went from making no money to making over $10,000 in my first 45 days working with someone that knew how to make 62. And so my whole life I've been helping millions of people change their thoughts, create imagination of a better future for them and their family. And that's what I love to do. So hopefully this is good timing for you. Or you could do like I shared before. Maybe share this video with a weird person, someone that doesn't want just a job. Some people that believe that, if God created people to create things in life, that those people have skinny kids and they need to be fed. So if there's people out there that work their whole life to learn to be a master home builder, I need to make sure they help people make sure they buy their homes. If people made nice resorts that people need to go. If someone took the time to build the largest cruise ship. And so I not only want to go, I want to bring people that I love with me. So the thing I'll leave you with is, if no one's ever given you permission to succeed in life, let me be the first. Let me be the first. My mentors told me that you can do it, Robert. You can do it. And I know that you can too. But the very first thing you got to do is let go of all the thoughts and beliefs that you can't. Those are lies. Those are the big lies. Let me show you how to change your paradigm and change your ideas as simple as, I don't like sushi. Then I hung around a person that educated me and was patient with me, wasn't using peer pressure. Try this, try a little bit of this. Then I went, wow, I no longer can say that I don't like sushi, that I'll never eat sushi. Wouldn't you like to change your whole life like that? See, because money only really does two things. It gives you choices. Money gives you the freedom to make choices. See, even if you didn't like sushi or never would eat it, and then you tried it, but you still don't have to eat it anymore. Did that. I checked that off my list. But it also allows you to help others and serve others. See, people all the time just don't get that helping other people imagine a better future for them and their family, and then turning that imagination into reality, is addictive for me. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to helping people like you find a better way. So I'd love to talk to you if you'd like to, and help you with anything. I don't need you to get involved in my business or anything. It's like I can help you have a better life in every area of your life. Love you. Take care and see you on another video. Bye for now.